right, I'm just gonna go into it.
Yes.
We're just gonna talk. I'm trying to get better at like introducing this for the YouTube version at least, and like, okay, let me like whoever's talking, the camera's gonna be on them, right? So let me like actually kind of edit it in the camera while I'm talking, and then each person gets to introduce themselves, and then I'll cut to the gallery mode. I'm gonna see how this goes. And that is me talking. If you're not listening on YouTube, your host Diego Crespo. How is everyone on this Tuesday morning, not Monday morning? We usually do Monday mornings, but I got my a messy schedule, and that's on me. But we're here to talk Barry and other stuff too. But it's not just me here to talk about Barry. I think that would get boring. I don't think I'm that interesting talking by myself. But who is great to talk to about stuff is my co-host Gina Versa.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty
See you
good.
again.
Yeah, good to see you again too. I saw you like 2 weeks ago, right? In person.
Mhm.
Finally.
Yeah. Every 2 weeks I see you somehow.
That's basically our schedule. Yeah.
I like the 2-week friend hangout. Like it's just like it's like meeting with like a boss, but it's like, this is my friend.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And you will have to join us next time, Staley, our guest host for today.
Yes, just blazing in there, no introduction needed.
No, your energy is your introduction, and the world is better for it. How are you?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here, planning our scheduled 2-week hangout. I'm very happy to be here. This is I'm doing well. I still have one cat in the room with me, but he seems fine. So we're just chilling.
All cats are welcomed.
Yeah, all cats are beautiful.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Cats are great. You know what else is great? Barry, again, which is what we're here to talk about later. So that's the header. Just to make it easier on the algorithm. I promise we're gonna get to that. We're gonna spend a couple minutes talking about what else we've been watching. So Staley, how else are you? What have you been watching? What do you want to recommend? What do you want to tell people to avoid if you want to get a little mean? We try to keep things positive here, but you know.
Oh, you said I can get mean though, but
yes.
We've been okay. Oh, this is so problematic of me. But I've been rewatching Sex and the City for some reason, and I'm just like, it does not hold up at all. Like so much of it is like it just is really like it feels like offensive to watch it during Pride Month. It's very like bigoted and like
oh no.
But it's also incredibly addictive to watch all these very messy women, you know, like it like you just put it on and you get sucked into the vortex. So it's but yeah, I'm watching a lot of that. Also watching Game of Thrones for the first time.
Whoa. How is that going?
It's you know, I think like watching it now, I have the benefit of hindsight, so I'm observing the characters in like certain ways because I know how a lot of like, you know, I have a vague idea. I'm on a tangent here. All right. That's Gus. Yeah, like so I'm like watching it and kind of like, you know, like, oh, well, that makes sense that they made these decisions because XYZ, but I'm also like, whoa, this show really hates women.
Yeah.
Like, wow, who was surprised they wanted to do the Confederate like show after this? But
now they're doing nothing.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt, but just like they are still working on the 3-body problem for Netflix. I don't know anything about that adaptation, but it is happening still.
I don't know what that is.
It's gonna have like Ryan Reynolds in it.
Probably, yeah.
Don't say that.
Kit Harington in some bit role because he still can't argue to get him apart like a leading role. So, sorry, Kit Harington. I don't mean to malign him. He just really has not had the most like gangbusters. You know, what has he done after Game of Thrones? I'm not really sure.
Oh, he was in Eternals. My favorite.
He was the boyfriend.
20 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm not feeling this.
No, most people didn't. So
yeah. I wanted to like it so bad, but
it has Blade at the end. The vampire hunter.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'll just fast forward through the rest.
Okay.
Of
No. So we got to explain what Gene just said, and this is I'm the defender of the Eternals along with Matt Gringo and like 5 other people.
I like it.
Yeah, Gene too. But the Blade cameo in it is a off-screen voice cameo from Mahershala Ali, who is a great actor, and I'm sure he's gonna make a fantastic Blade. But it's like it doesn't mean anything. You know, it's just like, we're gonna do that at one point.
It's Blorko, as they say.
Blorko?
Blorko is like a term people use whenever they introduce like a new Marvel character. It's like, oh, this is Blorko, and people are like, oh, it's Blorko. But it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because Blade is used to introduce, or he's introduced when a character finds like a blade, like another blade.
Come on. I like it. Really on the nose. It's hard to forget.
Yeah, I did forget about it until Gene brought up this whole situation. So,
can we just really quick? We've all seen Doctor Strange, right? I'm sure you already talked about this. The post-credit scene was just so like,
the
mid one, the Charlize Theron one, right?
Yeah, and I think
it's very jarring.
Okay.
No, that was awful. God bless Charlize Theron and Sam Raimi, who I think made the first good Marvel movie in like 5 years.
Yeah,
but
I don't think he directed that after credits scene.
I think it was like a second unit guy or something like that.
Second unit, or an AI, or a bot, or an algorithm.
Yeah, that was. We talked about it on the episode. No one liked that. I've not met a single person that was like, "Oh, fuck, Charlize Theron, let's fucking go." You know,
shit. Like you didn't build it up at all, or then like you have to just the voice. I'm like, I don't know this character. Like, why do I care? Are you trying to recast it? Maybe that's why they only show the voice. These are the things I think about. All right, enough. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. A while ago, you and I both separately saw this movie, and then we wanted to talk about it. The Voyeurs. And I wanted to just go to bat for it because it's not like a masterpiece. It's not like some hidden gem.
I would say it is a masterpiece.
Okay, I think it's greatly entertaining. Yes. And I'm glad someone's trying to make a sleazy kind of psychosexual thriller in this day and age, because they were just pumping those out in the 90s, you know, like just every other weekend, it felt like.
Yeah, like it actually had a good concept, but what really got me was the like M. Night level of twist that just kept happening. Like that was really what it was like. Nah, like what, like how are they gonna write themselves out of this like corner they've backed themselves into? And they're like, you know what? Just kidding. Like it really, sorry to anyone that hasn't seen it yet, but it's really fun. So
it's super fucking fun. Get the homies together for a movie night. Crack open some cold ones with all your gendered friends, and then have the time of your life watching The Voyeurs. Even if you don't think it's like good, I would be shocked if like you watched it and were like, that was a complete waste of time. That's all I want to say.
Have to ask us. My friends who watch the show, it has Jacob was saying it has some Euphoria alums in it, or just
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I do not watch Euphoria. Gene and I were just talking about that.
I like the memes. I think Staley watches Euphoria though.
I do. I do hate myself. Yes.
It's good memes.
I mean, yeah, it's so like it's like A24 Riverdale. That's all it is. Like they're like, we can show breasts in this show. We're gonna show them. Like it's just not. It's not good. Yeah. It's like I lost like so much interest like in the finale of this past season, and I was just like, it's gonna take years for it to come back. I'm just kind of like, just make a music video. You know, sing. It's like,
As someone who doesn't watch it, I will say the one thing that I'm very taken by, like Gene, is the memes.
Yeah,
but also, it's one of the only shows on television that has like an immediately distinct visual style and like aesthetic, where like you see the meme and you're like, oh, that's Euphoria. And I'm not saying that makes it like high art. I think I have this debate with myself constantly about like, is most TV like really like artistically as valid as like a movie? And then I kind of come to terms like, no, it's just different. It's a different medium. There's no point in comparing it, right? That's the end result. But I do think visually, like the way TV's produced, it's harder to like establish like a visual aesthetic,
Yeah.
like a look. And that's worth commending. I'll never watch Euphoria. I'm just gonna be honest,
No,
but
it's all
but
right.
I think that's pretty cool.
The visual style is harder to do when you don't have a shot list. So
A shot list or
that.
time, but mostly a shot list. And if you're a nepotism baby who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing apparently, but enough about that. Let's divert into more positive stuff. Gene, what have you been watching?
Oh yeah, well, I don't want to talk too much about it because it's bad. I thought it was bad, but the Jurassic World movie I saw, unfortunately, I don't want to talk about it. But some good movies I enjoyed were Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
I saw you log that on Letterboxd.
Wait, is that the new one?
That's the new
it's
one.
Like a new one. It came out in November. No one really remembered.
And you say it was good.
It was actually fairly good. It was like something out of the 2000s.
All right,
it takes place in 1998 for some reason, the year of the video game.
Great year.
That's why it takes place then.
Yeah.
Everything in that movie. Sorry, I just want to say, because I also saw it recently too.
Yeah.
Everything in that movie just happens because it's like, well, people like it in the games, and I kind of agree with Gene though. I didn't hate it. I was like,
didn't hate it.
It's just
I'm open.
Like whatever,
to it.
It's fine.
I just like you hear a name like Welcome to Raccoon City, and you have to ask some questions.
Oh no, you're absolutely correct. That is definitely the assumption I had too.
It's called Raccoon City, where it takes place. It's like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they've ever like sat down and said why the city is named Raccoon City.
Yeah, why do you like raccoons are great? They have nothing to do with zombies. Like they're just. I mean, are they disease carriers? Probably, but like, why don't
you know what?
Rat City, like
right there, what you just said, I think might be the very reason why they named it Raccoon City. Disease carriers.
There you go. You found out.
That's good. Yeah.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also, raccoon's just like a cute, fun little word. It like reminds me of the animal, and I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
All right, so Welcome to Raccoon City. Good. All right.
Okay, good.
I don't know if good. Watchable.
It is watchable. It's entertaining. It has an atmosphere. There's occasionally like visually interesting like set pieces. Like there's a sequence where Chris Redfield is like fighting his way through like a blacked out mansion, and he's the scene. Kind of like the scene from the Batman, but done like way worse, but still cool, where he's the only lighting in the scene is from the bullets he's firing. So he's like, here's a shot into a zombie's face, here's another zombie is shooting it, and it's like, it's not mind-blowing, but it's like, this is weird that this has like interesting stuff. And then I remembered the director is Johannes Roberts, who did Gene and I's one of our favorite slashers of the last decade, The Strangers Pray at Night.
Ooh,
and that's like a banger.
That's a good one.
That's a fucking great slasher.
A lot of good music. A lot of good 80s music.
Yeah, I love that movie. I don't love this one. I'm really interested in what this guy does next, though. I think he's a great like director of genre stuff. So
yeah. But after that, it's gonna go to bat for Crimes of the Future.
You saw it?
I saw it.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay.
I want to see it so badly.
Okay. Wait. You know what? We were trying to legit figure out what we should all go watch next, because I think the last thing we saw together was Titan.
Yeah.
So maybe we just go watch the fucking weird body horror shit.
Yeah.
Together.
Do that.
Yeah.
On a theme.
Yeah. But Gene, here's why we should watch it. I'm assuming. Right?
Yeah, it's weird body horror. Sexy Kristen Stewart. More Cronenberg. But it's just very like, it's very weird. Had to think about a lot of aspects about it, process a little bit, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Cronenberg wrote it like 20 years ago. Well, it's a remake of his older movie.
No, not really.
No, okay.
No.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen every Cronenberg, but
this has the same title, I guess.
Okay. Well, he was saying in one of those like variety videos where they break down a scene, and he's talking about how like, he wrote it 2 decades ago, but he's finding new readings of his own work where it's like it's about like the rights of like trans people, and like the government dictating what people can or shouldn't do with their bodies, and it's like a revolt against that kind of like control, and I'm like, fuck yeah, Comrade Cronenberg.
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to watch it. We got to figure out
Yeah.
like a weekend or something like that, because
Definitely.
Yes.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
it's his first movie in like 8 years, right?
Something like that, yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
And
That is-
mhm.
Oh no,
That's good.
I was just saying that's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, he's a weird guy. Very weird guy. Weird son too. Makes also weird movies.
Oh, his
I-
weird son makes great movies though. I
Mhm.
love them.
I don't know. I don't know about a weird wife, but maybe.
Come on. I think it's gotta be like, what do you think they like to do like as like a family like thing? Like, you know, some people like play games or like watch movies. Like,
Mhm.
what's they like?
Well, they live in
Bet they cook.
Canada. Yeah,
I
they
bet
cook.
they cook,
They're
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah.
They're Canadian, so
so they have free
Okay.
healthcare,
free healthcare. Yeah,
which is great.
I'd
for
imagine
them.
they do Canadian things.
Yes. Yeah, they wear their Canada geese jackets,
Mhm.
maple syrup.
They're very cold.
I'm sorry to all Canadians listening.
There's like just one though.
Yeah,
No, we got a couple.
Okay, we got some.
Northern brethren and
Yeah.
sisterin.
they,
Yeah,
Canadians hold it down, and I love Canadians. I just want
Yeah.
to put that out there. I do not mean to slander any Canadians.
No, yeah,
My
Canadians are
lucky
great.
dip.
yeah, they're not the British. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh my God, I can't
Yeah.
blame the British either. You know, I work for Brits, so
Oh, okay. Sorry about
yeah,
that.
exactly. Sorry, you know what? It's all right. It's all right.
sorry,
Don't
it's
worry.
all good. And then I was gonna say Bob's Burgers, where a fight broke out.
Oh,
Gene, talk about that, please.
Yeah, so it's a viral moment now. If you look up on TikTok, I believe it's a fight during AMC Burbank during the Nicole Kidman credits. These two gentlemen. One was a teenager. The other one was an adult man who was old. One of them, the teenager, stole the adult man's seat. The adult man started getting mad. They were yelling at each other. And then eventually the teenager moved, but he told him something in passing. I think it was like, "You smell." So it's on TikTok, but essentially the old guy shoved him, and they both started just yelling at each other as the Nicole Kidman ad was starting. Throughout the credits, the opening credits, and then maybe like the first 5 minutes of the movie, till the security kicked them out or kicked one of them out. So it became a viral moment, and I was in the audience for it, just watching, really, not getting involved. And yeah, some mhm.
imagine, I don't know, just the whole concept. Like, imagine somebody just walks up to you and is like, "You smell," and then walk away. Would you pick a fight with
Just
them?
like shove them. I don't know. Just be like, I got my
Yeah.
seat. I wouldn't care anymore. I don't.
Oh yeah, I don't know. And
Yeah.
like who, you know, like yeah, just I guess I'd be pretty taken aback if someone told me I smelled out of nowhere, but I don't know if my instinct would be to fight.
Yeah. Well, more men need therapy, so.
That's very true.
Yeah, they also need cologne apparently.
Yeah, I need cologne. Yeah. But Bob's Burgers, pretty good. Loved it. Love all the burgers. Love all the Belchers. Yeah, I mean, more can I say? It's a nice little wholesome movie. It's about a family that loves each other. They're very accepting of each other. It's like early Simpsons.
They're like the
Which is good.
Cronenbergs. They cook together and they love each
Mhm.
other.
There you go.
They've got a weird son.
Mhm. Have all the Belchers, yeah.
Yes.
I have to ask, Gene, do you think it's as good as the Simpsons movie? Because I go to
Yeah.
bat hard for the Simpsons movie.
Maybe like it's a little lower. It's another lower tier, but it's
Okay.
still almost as good. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because I really love that movie. I think it's super underrated.
that is. Yeah,
Oh.
nice little family drama.
Yeah,
Good
yeah. You know,
character
like
moments.
if the Simpsons ended there,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to see Elon Musk guest star ever on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
remember that happened. I didn't see
Yeah.
that episode, obviously, but like,
Ugh.
That happened.
They had a lot of regrettable guests. J.K. Rowling, Ted Nugent.
hey, to be fair, J.K. Rowling was like a mega star
Yeah,
who everyone
it's-
loved until about
time.
a decade ago, and people were like, "Hey, she's saying weird stuff. I can't put my finger on it, but something's up there."
Oh my
You
god.
know, and then like 2016 turns around, and it's like just open awfulness, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like, just
Yeah.
why?
Which leads me into what I liked and enjoyed, the next Fantastic Beasts. That's a joke. I'm never watching that movie. I'm sorry.
No.
I was like,
I
are
know
you
I haven't seen
okay?
any of the I haven't seen the sequels. I saw the first one and I was like, it was okay. And then I just
Very
left it all
okay.
behind.
Very
I haven't
mid.
gone back. Yeah. What did I watch recently? Oh yeah, I saw I'm watching the new season of Young Justice, which is basically for nerds, but
Mhm.
thankfully I am one.
It's
And
it's Euphoria for comic nerds.
I
Oh
don't know
my
about that.
God.
I think Greg Weisman is a terrific writer,
He
and
is.
if he didn't strictly work in animation, I think he would be getting significantly more credit
Yeah.
for his capabilities as a television showrunner.
Staley, he's the creator of Gargoyles.
Oh, I love gargoyles so
Yeah.
much. Okay, I'm so
the
down.
Disney Gargoyle show.
I
That's his
didn't
claim
know
to fame.
I was
Gargoyles.
11:30 at night to watch that show.
Yeah, it was on
Oh,
Toon
I
Disney.
wrote gargoyles.
it was so good. It was so good. So he did Gargoyles, Spectacular Spider-Man. He did the first season of, or was writing the first season of Star Wars Rebels, which I still think is the best one. It's a good show, but I think it kind of peaked early. And of course, Young Justice, which has gone on for 4 seasons over 10 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
we've been watching this show for 10 years.
And I wasn't crazy about it at first, and then I kind of got into like the rhythms of it, because it's like it's just Teen Titans gritty reboot. That's kind of what it is, but it's not like darker for the sake of like trying to be like quote unquote mature. Like even now there's like, because it's on HBO Max, there's like blood and like people getting cut in half, but it's not like gratuitous, like oh, so fucking edgy. We're on fucking HBO now. We can say fuck. And people can have sex, and I don't even think there's been like a sex.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but I think they have the opportunity to do that.
Cartoons.
I believe that is referred to as hentai, which Samuel L. Jackson is a fan of. If you remember that viral video. But no, it's really good. Every season is radically different in structure and who's kind of leading the narrative. And so it's kind of like solved one of my biggest problems with television, or superhero television at least, where it's like if you follow one group of people for so long, it's kind of like you kind of run out of stories to tell. And they just solved the problem by making it like about a team of people that continue growing in scope and size. And if you're a fucking nerd, Darkseid's like always kind of hovering in the distance.
There's never show up.
I know, I got a whole thing about that. That's the one like thing I'm like, just fucking get to it already. Vandal Savage, who's a great comic book villain, finally gets a lot of time to shine.
He's a caveman who's immortal.
And this season really ties together like these fucking philosophical debate about chaos versus order and mankind's sentient abilities, and how we are like the governing agents of our own fate. And it's just like, where the fuck did this come from?
Not enough Batman though.
No, there's like no Batman in this season.
Not enough Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that, but I really love Nightwing, and then I love him in this show too. So I'm like, why don't? And this is the last thing I'll say because we got to talk about Barry. But like this season is broken down into like arcs led by the original team from the first season of the show, which I love because they're kind of the team leaders now. But I miss them all together. They kind of haven't gotten all together yet. They're all dealing with separate stuff that's kind of interconnected, but not fully yet. And I'm only halfway through the season, so we'll see how that goes. But
complex show.
It's a very good show.
I'm convinced by these recommendations.
Thank you.
I got some new stuff to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Enough problematic, like rich white ladies in New York. I need some shows.
I do love those Sex in the City storylines though. They're pretty good.
So there's too much. But yeah.
All right. Well,
not the spin-off show. I don't like that one.
Oh God, I heard horror stories about.
I'm gonna go running into it head first as soon as this is done. As soon as I'm done with the original series, I'm doing the full both movies and the second and the other show.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
Also, Godspeed to us for dealing with the aftermath of Barry season 3. Now, Staley, you just saw the entire series for the first time. Please tell us your perspective on that, like as a whole, your thoughts on the show, and then we'll deal with the season 3 stuff like after. I just want to hear from you first.
Well, so I'd seen the first season when it first came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. Like, it was set up so well. And like second season, I watched like part of, and I never finished it. So I like finished off the second season, and then I just watched all of season 3 in like the last 2 days. And I mean, it is like so much like Breaking Bad. It reminds me of Breaking Bad in so many ways, because you can really see like everything is like done with intention. Like every piece or part of the story, like even like the gags and stuff, it's like it's there to serve like a purpose, Um, but it's just like really interesting to watch Bill Hader like as this character just become more and more like you just see the detachment, and you see the like it's scary. Like he's very scary in this season. It's like he's like equal parts like like really just like pathetic, and like in a way where it's just like you can just see he's like he has like nothing inside, which means he can be pushed around and manipulated, but then it's also like that's very dangerous too. Same with, oh my god, Sally, like that character. I want to talk about her arc, because that I think is more interesting than the like I mean, Barry is obviously like the focus and everything, but just like the way what happens to her character, it's just like yeah, it's really heavy. It's like really it's so dark. It's like abusive cycles just it's like do they ever break? Are you like ever not in one? Like and like the last thing I want to say is like the season like was so focused on forgiveness, and I loved like the way that it began and like ended with like I felt like when Barry took Gene out to like shoot him after holding him or he was gonna like no, it was before holding him hostage. Like Gene, he was the one that said like, fucking earn it, earn the forgiveness, you have the second chance. But the whole like season was about Gene earning forgiveness, like he's the only character that actually earned anything. Because yeah, he just, he took his second chance and he used it to right his wrongs. He gave, the person that he wronged a job doing something big. Like he lifted other people up. And even like though it was because of something evil that Barry, not evil, just abusive that Barry was doing. I don't know if it is evil or not evil, but like yeah, just the way it all wrapped up at the end, it's like he kind of like he got his forgiveness from everyone for not protecting Janice, for not, for letting this person near her, for hurting people. Like, yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was really like, wow. Like, you talk about like, just TV as like a medium. Is it as like, powerful, or does it have the same like visual language as film? And this absolutely did, in my opinion. So, all right. I just talked for 5 minutes straight.
No, that was great.
Oh,
and I completely agree with you, especially in terms of like the visual language thing. Because like really that is something I think about, and like whether or not it's capable or it's probably more difficult just time-wise and schedule-wise. But this show is a good reminder that Bill Hader is also a huge David Lynch fan, because this season's like
very
this
much shows.
Season is really quiet. There is like is there any music that's not like diegetic?
Yeah, they at the first couple episodes they use like some songs.
Okay, and then at the final moments of the season again.
Yeah, there's
with
hardly
spoilers
anything,
for all of Barry, by the way. Spoilers for all of it.
Yeah,
of course. You should have watched by now.
Yeah, you should watch it because it's one of the best things on TV, frankly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think when they stopped using the little the little theme at the beginning of like the second to last episode, you kind of knew that some shit has started. Which I love the theme too. It's by Charles Bradley, "Change for the World," which is a great song. But yeah, you kind of just like felt like that, like the vibe shift, basically.
Yeah, I was really impressed by basically everything going
Mhm.
on in this show, this season especially. I'll have questions about like how much longer this can go on, I guess.
Yeah.
But I also thought when season 1 ended, I was like, oh well, you have to end it here. Like it's a show about how a guy struggles to change and he can't do it because of his
Mhm.
life choices,
Yeah.
regardless of how he got to them, you know. And
Yeah.
no, the show proved me wrong because I think season 2 is still my favorite, but like the
Mhm.
direction this season was just fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. That's
Bill Hader
great.
directed half of the episodes. He's directing every episode in season 4.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
I don't know what the fuck. Like, good luck, dude.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this show so much. Like it's just because it's like all the characters, like there's no like, well, I mean, besides like Fuchs, I would say there's no like evil character. Like, they're all just kind of like terrible for the most part, like different degrees of terrible. Like NoHo Hank. Like I love NoHo Hank, but NoHo Hank's like kind of just like a really shitty person.
Yeah, he's killed like probably
Yeah.
dozens of people, you know,
Hmm.
or at least given the order to kill dozens of people at the very least, you know.
Yeah, but you root for NoHo Hank a little bit.
Yeah, you know,
You root
Of
for
course,
him.
yeah.
You don't want him to die too.
no, that was a little
Like, oh man.
fucking much, and in a good way. But when he's
Yeah.
having his breakout scene with the fucking cougar or whatever,
It's
and
like a tiger or a jaguar. Who knows?
yeah,
Some
also
little polar bear from Lost.
there you go,
Yeah.
crossover.
I wish.
Absolutely, because Lost is the GOAT show, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I don't know, that was like it was so tense all
Mhm.
the time, I guess. And
Yeah.
it stops like being funny at all,
Yeah.
you know, which is like fine. It's totally fine. It's because it's really a show about like bad people making bad decisions, but it's like
Mhm.
how hard it is to like break out of cycles, like Sayla was saying about like abuse and like power, especially, and like who you are doesn't change when you get
Mhm.
more like power and more like possibilities presented to you, and you have more options in life. Like if you don't take care of yourself, your mistakes you made before are going to become even bigger. And like I really love the character of Gene Cousineau, much like I love
Yeah.
my friend Gene in real life. But like
Uh-huh.
I think Staley hit the nail on the Staley hit the nail Staley hit the nail on the head there with
Thank you.
yes, with that character too. And I think he's really like the heart of the show, in a show
Yeah.
that's like pretty heartless by this point, again in a
Mhm.
good way. And I really love it as well that like he's the guy that kind of gets the win at the end
Yeah.
of this, because he was just getting dragged through the mud like for a while there, and it was very sad. And he proves that he's the guy that really changed. He's the
Mhm.
one person who got better in spite of all the shit he did, and all the shit that was happening to him. So it's like the show saying it is possible, but it's fucking difficult, and you
Yeah.
really
You have
have
to
to
work at it
work
every
at it,
day.
and it's gonna take a piece of you as well, basically, because like his life is going to be very different the next season, I imagine. I don't think he just goes back to work. I think something's going to happen there. I don't know what. I'm not even going to theorize because there's no point with this show. There's no
Mhm.
status quo to this show. Also,
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah. It keeps changing.
yeah, which is really impressive because that's like hard. It's hard to figure out. Um, I don't know what Bill Hader does next season. He's
Yeah.
writing the next season right now. I think I read an interview where he said he sent the first 2 scripts off to HBO to see what they think. So he's like, yeah, I can't even talk about it because like I guess originally season 3 was like radically different
Mhm.
when they started writing and the pandemic happened. And then he was like,
They were right
well,
about to film.
yeah, and then he was like, well, let's do that again. And they wrote like the whole season. So
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
I'm glad that they went this direction though, because it was like the way that they framed it with all the entertainment industry stuff too
Mhm.
was so good. I was like, wow, really just like hammering home, Barry can thrive in this environment because it's the exact same as this other environment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Or
yeah.
just the fact he gets like casted because he's tall.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
because he's tall.
Oh,
Like that's like he just kind of falls upwards and like when he was, I guess he's not really acting anymore.
No,
He's
I
in
don't think he
jail,
will
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it doesn't
But
mean you can't act, you know?
yeah, in jail.
Actors go to jail all the time.
There you go. But yeah, I think it's like I can't think of anything else where it's just in terms of like being like a send up of the entertainment industry or just like Los Angeles in general, where it's like I think like just the way like they use the locale, the way they use like certain freeways, like when he's on the motorbike,
That
and
was
there's like
so cool. That was so cool. That
mhm,
was so good.
like it really captures the traffic well. It uses freeways that I don't think I've really seen in a bit. Like there was a freeway by my house. There's a Pasadena freeway, things like that. I think the editing they kind of like jumbled it, but like I think that's just kind of like the way it was shot and everything. So it's whatever.
No,
But
cinema sins ding.
yeah,
Ding.
no,
The
but
freeways
like
aren't
that's
connected.
yeah,
No.
that's understandable. I mean,
Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
it's not real.
But like, yeah, it feels very like authentic, and it's just like it's such a good send up. Like, I think I was telling you guys, like, I love the bit where it's just like you see Sally's apartment, and she has like one photo, and it's like of herself.
Yeah.
Like they captures like because I like Sally, but like Sally is just such a good like well written character of like a self centered actress. Like she the way they write her, the way the actress plays her, it's just, like, they get that so well. Where it's just like, yeah, I mean, like Sally's like self centered. I mean, there's a lot worse things, but she
Yeah.
really is.
She is, and it's like I
Mhm.
think what the show does so brilliantly too is like it's not that she's just that. It's like now that we've gotten to know her so well, it's like, oh, she's like this because of her
Yeah.
her hard life, like
Yeah.
she's self-centered because no one else cared enough about her to kind of help build her up when she was younger. So it's almost like a defense mechanism,
Mhm.
and I think she's a really fascinating character.
Yeah. No, I
So
like
I'm
that
glad you
character.
both also brought her up because I feel so bad for her still,
Yeah.
even though she's like it again, it totally went to her head, like her ability to like
Mhm.
rise to overnight stardom. And then when that got taken away, it's like, well, she didn't like manage her own issues well enough. And of course it's gonna blow up in other people's faces. When
Yeah.
what her friend, quote unquote, did by stealing the concept of her show is fucked up.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Maybe don't
Like have that flip out.
corner
Yeah.
people in an elevator and berate them.
Yeah, that was intense. I love
Yeah,
that
I mean
scene too.
that is that is like another like
Mhm.
cycle of abuse because she was treating her assistant friend like
Oh
dog
yeah.
shit,
And then yeah.
and they
Yeah.
came up together in Gene Cousineau's acting class. It's like you'd think there'd be
Mhm.
some genuine camaraderie there, and it's became dog eat dog,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Or I just love the like her non-apology too, where she
Yeah.
does the
Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah.
It was that was really
Mhm.
like just like fascinating. I wish we'd seen what happened to like well, I guess Elsie Fisher like went away, but it was like having
Yeah.
her in the season was really like
I didn't know that was her either. I was like I had to look it up. I'm like, oh, it was the actress from 8th grade.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, is that person?
I don't know. I thought that was like interesting because she's like, one of the only people that like actually speaks out about the way that Barry treats Sally on the set,
Mhm.
right? And then it's like she learns this power system, which is that, well, don't say anything, don't say anything. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Mhm.
He'd never hurt anybody. You witness with your own two eyes him hurting someone. And it's just kind of like that just keeps repeating where it's like people are too scared of what might happen to with like, the guy that's like making them feel powerless, rather than like saying, hey, like that guy's a bad guy, we shouldn't be around him. And then,
Mhm.
things probably would come together a lot faster for like people trying to catch Barry or like Sally. Like she ends the season killing a person, like
Yeah.
what's gonna happen? She's definitely like, if we've learned anything in the show, it's that everything comes back. There is no like, oh, they're never gonna catch me. Like,
Mhm.
So I think that was very interesting to end her like that way and have her go back to Joplin. It's like I don't think we've seen the last of her.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But also another character I have no idea what you even do next. Like, it's yeah, it's scary. Hang on, my microphone has this fucking problem all the
Oh.
time. You guys talk for a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel bad for Sally too, because it's like, I don't know, like, yeah, like, for Barry too, I'm glad she just kind of left, because, yeah, Barry's like, he really took a heel turn this season, where he's just kind of like, because, even though he kills people in the first 2 seasons, like, he's, like, likable enough in those, like, first two, where you're kind of, like, rooting for him. This one, like, makes you just very, like, really isolating as a character, just kind of, like, the dark places he goes to is, like, really, yeah, you kind of, like, can't root for Barry. Hard to root, can't really root for Barry, yeah.
I was texting you this, but I really do like a lot of it. I think of like Dexter, which is a season that I binged year, or series that I binged last year, and Dexter New Blood this year. Which again, honestly, I liked the first ending of the season or of the series. I think we should have just left it at that. But New Blood was also good. It was fine. It was actually not good. I hated the ending. But like it's kind of like the same thing, what we're saying about like Barry and Sally, like they're the same, like we have more empathy for Sally because, like you said, we saw her go through all these horrible things, this horrible abuse. You can see that she is like scared and having these responses because she feels powerless, so she lashes out. But it's like Barry does the same thing. And like I think of like Dexter, who when I watch Barry, because it's like Dexter is the series is about Dexter's fantasy of who Dexter is in his head. I think if you saw the reality, it would look a lot more like Barry, who's this very kind of weird, off-putting guy who can kind of split these two personalities, these two facets, like for the first 2 seasons a little better, and then it's like this third season they all start to like bleed into each other. And like Barry is all of that. He's a killer, he's also an actor, he's like everything, but like I think that we're finally starting to see him more as like what he actually is like versus like something like Dexter is like
yeah, I think also too, like Barry is like a sociopath, like like he doesn't like he just kills people too. I mean,
he kills anybody that threatens his like what he wants, like anybody that gets in his way he kills them. Like, and yeah, he's just totally empty. It's like, well, that's what freaks me out is that he repeat things so passionately, like he's just like he's just absorbed the message and the tone and he's just like parroting it back. It's really like like
yeah, very Tony Soprano like for sure.
Yeah, I think there's it's really interesting to me, at least, how they brought back that the character Albert, who was played by a Prison Break alumni named James Hiroyuki Liao, and he was in like one of the later seasons. I just remember seeing him in that, but he's terrific in this. And
his army buddy,
his army buddy, and that's like that's kind of Barry's origin. Like he was the guy hyping him up out on in their unit, and then he gets shot, and then Barry retaliates and kills an innocent person. He does a war crime, which is bad. And it's like, I don't know. I thought it was so powerful how that's the guy who comes back. It's literally like the ghost of his past, Christmas past, coming back to say like, no, you need to stop this right now. And the only reason he's alive is because, or not even arrested, is because Barry saved him and he was able to have a life after that. So it's like, okay, that's your one shot, fucking dude. And immediately Barry fucks it up. Yeah.
We have seen him do one thing consistently for 3 seasons, which is go and kill people. Like he's never going to stop.
Yeah. It's starting now, was 2 seasons ago now.
Yeah.
So that didn't stick. I also want to shout out Robert Ray Wisdom, who is also a Prison Break alum, who was also on The Wire, and he was Jim Moss this season for a couple episodes. I think he's gonna get a guest role or guest award for this season of Barry. I think he's fucking terrific. He's one of those guys who's never really gotten his due, and like his power just by looking at Barry at the end, like the whole history of his relationship to his daughter's killer is in that one scene in his face. Like apart from everything else, I was just like really floored by his performance. And I don't know if we'll see him again. I think I don't know. I'm not going to theorize. I think his stuff might be done, but I thought the show was going to be done at a point, and they're still going. But it was terrific, and I loved, again, to go to the visual side of things too. Like when he's interrogating Gene in the garage, and it's like the fucking first Reform shot with the light coming in through the back windows of the garage, and then they're like, that's they're revealing the truth to each other basically. And in the final moment of the season, now they're on the outside of those windows, not the same ones obviously, but like they're on the outside, and it's just that guy standing there by himself, and then it cuts to black. They have a moment of like, I don't even think they like shake hands or anything like that. It was just
I think
like
Gene, like, he just kind of like waves him.
Yeah, he kind of goes like, and it's just like, yeah, what the fuck do you even do after that? And it's like, yeah, Barry's arrested. I like that Gene is a really good actor, and this was obviously like the most important role of his life to fucking capture Barry. And I don't know, it was very like fulfilling, because like I love following Barry, but I'm also glad he's like caught. So we can't hurt anyone else anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt very like very fitting too. Like I couldn't see where else it could have gone, because I mean, everything was catching up to Barry. Like you saw the revenge squad, like all the people's relatives he's killed. Yeah. And it's just like everything caught up to him this season. Like it's just like it just definitely works. I mean, like, he has such like so many bodies in his closet. Like on the beach too. Like I love that scene too. And I think that it was they cut that down. I was reading. They're supposed to be when they're looking up, like someone's like in the clouds or something, which you don't see. But it works enough. But I love just like Barry, like just kind of realizing like, yeah, he's not really gonna go like to heaven or anything. Like he's just. Like he's not terrible, like he's not evil, like the guy said, but he's not that great either. He's kind of like
I think he's making evil choices, but I don't think he knows what to do beyond that anymore. And I think it's kind of like, like we're talking about the whole season's kind of about the cycles of abuse and how you fall into like traps with that. These characters fall into like traps of like not being able to do anything else, because it's easy to make the right choices when things are going really well for you. It's really hard when they're not. I think that's a really bold thing to say in a season of television that also takes some pot shots at stuff like those streamer algorithms that determine what people want to watch.
All the Netflix.
It's Netflix. They're talking about Netflix.
I love the name too. I finally got it. It's like Banshee. That's why it's called Banshee. Yeah, because that was supposed to be like like kind of this like female like sort of streaming network, right? That was the whole news. That was like just I love all the just like even though this is a more serious season, just little like subtle jokes like that.
Well, it still like finds ways to be funny apart from the last episode, which is fitting because Jesus Christ, that was exhausting emotionally. But like when they're all going to the same coffee shop and this dude just gives really good advice, fucking hilarious. Like that felt very like Twin Peaks to me.
Everyone wants to like be friends with that guy or something.
Something
about him. He had a nice aura.
And he was given the correct advice. If Barry had listened to him, he wouldn't have gone to see his army buddy. Like
he's like, people change.
Like, I don't know, man, be careful, people change. And he's fucking right, people can change. Barry's having a little trouble with that though. So final thoughts, otherwise we'll just be gushing about the show all night, and we can do that, but I think we all have obligations tomorrow. So
of course.
Speak for yourself. I mean, I'll go first.
Okay.
No, I mean, it was just like, I thought it was really, really well done. And I also like, the last thing I wanted to talk about was, I feel like it was pretty huge, like NoHo Hank and Cristobal, like what, I don't even know what can happen from there. Like what, like that was so awful. Like, but as a whole, like the show, like I don't know, it's almost like maybe the next season is about like the season was about kind of finding forgiveness and also like coming to like justice, maybe like forgiveness for yourself, but like
Mhm.
um yeah, I think it was really beautiful, and Bill Hader's a genius, and you know, um let him act more, do more crazy stuff, give
Mhm.
him all the money to do it.
Yeah. I'll say that too. I love Bill Hader, just a big, tall, lovable guy in real life, not his character. Like just him looking through the Criterion closet, just normal. He just loves movies.
Well, he is also a
He's a
fan
funny
of
guy.
Nobuhiko Obayashi's House, which is a
Hmm.
terrific film, and everyone should watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Oh,
he has good taste. He has good taste, and yeah, it's just cool to see him like become kind of this like auteur almost with the show, and kind of see. I want to see what else he does too.
He
Love
says
that.
he co-wrote something with Alec Berg, the co-writer, co-showrunner of the show.
Yeah.
Um, and there are other writers who work on the show. I know that, but they're the showrunners. So,
Hmm.
um, but they want to finish Barry before they get
Yeah, of
to their
course.
feature idea,
Yeah, it
which
was
makes
delayed for
sense.
like 2 years,
Yeah,
3 years. Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, for me, I think it's got like a season or two left. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah.
saying or demanding anything. That's just what I feel. I've been wrong before.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, it's a great season of television. It's a great series. I can't wait for it to come back. Plugs. What do we have going on? Staley, please. What else is going on in the world of Staley?
Well, as always, you can check out my website, Saint Audio, which is Saint, like the word spelled out, and then audio. I'm also going to have an interview coming out on a new site pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. And July 8th, my boyfriend Raj is throwing his first ever label showcase in LA. So be sure to buy tickets because I will be there smiling and ready to talk about Barry.
All right. Can't wait for that. Yeah, links to all that down below, by the way, in the descriptions. Gene, plugs.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Gene9892. And yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah. Right now.
Yeah. Plugs. Our normal stuff. It's all down there. Check out our pals at Film Cred. We're they're just good people. Wanted to plug them more often. Check out their homepage. We got a little sticker for the Waffle Press. You click that, sends you right to us. Run by the great Sarah Sorrentino, who was on last year, and just they're doing wonderful work. I can't recommend them enough. We're gonna try to get some writers on to guest in the podcast because it's a bunch of talented people. And frankly, Sarah Sorrentino doesn't put up with bullshit. So if she's working with them, they got to be good people. Let's see what else. Oh, the next episode is our 100th episode of the Hangouts. So Gene and I will be live on June 26th. Is that correct? Hang on, I should have my calendar open. Yes, June 26th, Sunday evening. We will be hyping that up more. I'm making sure to do more tests to make sure we don't have any YouTube issues. Last time we did it for Venom, it went pretty well, though. That was fun. It wasn't like it was a random time, and it was just like we just decided to do that, but it was fun. It was fun. So hopefully more people tune in for this one, so we can get more conversations going. Thank you, Noah, for commenting last time. But I'm looking forward to that, and then yeah, just stay tuned. Check out the retrospectives that are coming out. We got some failed blockbusters again for the summer movie season. There's some bangers that we're talking about. Some maybe the worst movie I've ever seen. At least one of them. And yeah, it's if you follow me on Letterboxd, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you didn't like this. Like and subscribe anyways, because you might find something you do like. Yeah, let's all go see Crimes of the Future because I want my brain to get fucked up.
Crimes.
We'll hit the DM. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.